Hi, my name is Ed Johnson. I'm the Director of Litigation at the Oregon Law Center. And the following video is me talking a little bit about how much I love my job as a legal aid lawyer in Portland, Oregon. I'd be happy to talk with any of you who are interested in doing social justice work in Oregon, so just shoot me an email and we'll set up a time to talk.
Well, I just feel really fortunate to have been able to help low-income people with issues that are important to them. And I think that the difference between mission-driven work and profit-driven work is significant. People who have grown up in poverty are often surprised that there's a lawyer available to listen to what they're going through, and they're very surprised when the legal system works for them, and it's really gratifying to help people take the stories that are important to them into the courtroom so that they can be heard. And I think that, in my experience in working with low-income people, is that they are really brave. It's often really difficult for people to get up the courage to bring a case against their landlord or their employer or their abusive boyfriend. And I'm honored that legal aid lawyers can kind of match that courage, meet that courage, and get those stories out into the system. I think it's really important work. In Oregon, really generally, but especially in Portland, I think lawyers pride themselves on their professionalism. And I can count, I've been practicing law in Portland for 22 years. I can literally count on one hand how many difficult opposing counsel I've had to deal with. People are very good lawyers, they zealously represent their clients, but they're friendly. In Portland, I think people find a way to be professional and also find a way to zealously advocate for their clients. Also, Portland's a beautiful place. You can leave town in any direction and be surrounded by old growth forests. We have really good beer, we have really good coffee. I think it's a delightful place to practice law. Housing is central to any person or any family's ability to escape poverty. If you don't have housing, it's hard to maintain work, it's hard to show up for interviews, it's hard to stay healthy, it's hard to keep your kids in school. And so, the lack of housing is not just a symptom of poverty, it's a cause of poverty. And so if you can help keep people inside in decent housing, they can focus on other things, other life-sustaining things. So I just think it's really important work. With regard to impact versus service, we spent a lot of time talking about that, but I think both are really important, and we have an expectation at the Oregon Law Center and at Legal Aid Services of Oregon that staff attorneys spend 50% of their time doing service work for individual clients and 50% of their time doing impact work. Then impact cases are defined to mean pieces of advocacy that are designed to help a large group of clients with an issue that's important to them. And so, to me, service work is how you learn about impact issues. You take individual cases in high priority areas related to issues that are really important to people, and you learn because of how litigation works. You learn about the strengths and weaknesses of your arguments, and you learn about the strengths and weaknesses of the systems that low-income people have to deal with. And then you have to afford yourself the luxury of backing away from all of those individual cases and try to design a piece of advocacy that will help with this issue, help lots of people address this issue. And so, it's fun because it's creative, and the lawyering is really interesting. There's a lot of constitutional issues and issues related to government agencies and institutional players. But it's also just gratifying to do that work that's so central to the mission